I'm willing to share my information. I'm willing to tell my story. I'm willing to connect with people, and I'm willing to help other people and help them evolve. And leading with that, I've realized that I always find a friend in a situation who has similar mentalities, and it just kind of evolved and goes from there. But you can't find your people without being vulnerable.
All right. I'm Rebecca Hay, and I've built a successful interior design business by trial and error, podcasts, online courses, and so many freaking books. Over the last decade, I've grown from an insecure student to having false starts to careers, and now I'm finally in the place where I want to be. Throughout my journey, it's been pretty obvious that I'm passionate about business and helping other entrepreneurs do the same. Each week, I'll share tangible takeaways from my own experience and the experiences of other badass women to help you build your confidence and change your business. Hey, it's Rebecca, and you are listening to Resilient by Design. Today, I have an incredible podcast for you. I'm interviewing 4 designers who are known in the industry as the Designer Besties. If you aren't already following them on Instagram, you definitely should. It's Whitney Atkinson, Lori Johnson, Rhobin DelaCruz, and Nikki Watson. 2 of these designers have already been on the podcast. I had Whitney here to talk about trademarking her product line. She has a company called Wugs, which is weighted area rugs. I had Rhobin DelaCruz onto the podcast to talk about the power of a rebrand and how he completely up-leveled his business when he rebranded. And I got to meet Lori and Nikki for the first time today. They're going to share specifically what their areas of expertise are, but this conversation is not to be missed. You need to listen to this conversation. They are a testament to the power of finding your people, showing up in the rooms, and you just never know what opportunities are coming your way. At the end of the episode, we actually also share, Nikki very generously shares some very tangible wisdom on how to get published, like very actionable steps, a link to a website that you can go to get featured in press. So you're not going to want to miss this conversation. They're up to some incredible things. We will be at High Point, or they will be at High Point. I'll be at High Point. We'll all be hanging out at High Point. So please come and find all of us to say hi. They share when they're doing an event at the market, as well as what they have taken this friendship to be. It's not just fluff. They are taking the power of community and really giving back. And they've built an incredible organization that they have just launched. And I can't wait for you to learn more about it in today's episode. This is one for the books. You're going to be very inspired by my conversation with Whitney, Lori, Rhobin, and Nikki, the Design Besties. Enjoy. All right. This is insane. I'm so excited to have Designer Besties here. You have no idea, to my listeners, how much we've been trying to make this work. We had to re-coordinate a few times. People were sick. I was sick. I don't even know what happened, but we are here today. It's a minor miracle, and I'm so freaking excited. Welcome.
Thank you.
for having us.
I'm really excited to chat with all of you today. 2 of you have already been on the podcast. So Rhobin was on the podcast. It was episode 238. And you talked about your big rebrand. And I believe that I was your first podcast.
That is correct.
I popped the podcast cherry. And then Whitney was on episode 253. This is for anyone listening. You're going to want to go back and listen to those episodes. They're so good. And Whitney talks about trademarking her product line. And we can talk about all these things today, but I just want to put that out there. So if anyone listening after today, go back and listen to those 2 episodes. They're really good. All right. Designer Besties. Who are you? What people are like, what are you talking about? What is this thing? You're taking over the industry by storm. So tell me who you are and take turns. I don't know. You guys have done this before. Tell me, like, what is this? What is the deal? What is the Designer Besties?
Whitney.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let me start. So hi, I'm Whitney Atkinson. I'm the founder and inventor of Wugs, weighted rugs. And then Rhobin is a designer out of New York. Nikki is a stager from Dallas. And Lori is an artist from Dallas. We met at the Vacation Rental Design Summit a year ago, and we just had this bond that we created. And so I messaged them one day. I was going to Atlanta to the Haven conference. And I said, hey guys, do you want to go with me? Kind of like brand ambassadors. We can go learn something new. And immediately it was like, yes, yes, yes. And so while we were there at the conference, everybody kept calling us like, hey, there's the besties, the besties. And everybody wanted to be our friend. And it was just like we were all fluttering around and, creating connections. And so we kind of went back to the hotel room and we're like, guys, like we're like the design besties. And what can we can do something with this. Little did we know where we would be in a year and how it is kind of organically like all come together.
I love it. It's such a testament to the power of partnerships and community
Yeah.
and not doing it alone. And I know that's a lot of your ethos. And this is something that I've been talking about for years is we shouldn't have to do business alone. We all, as entrepreneurs, we're passionate, we're creative, but then we end up kind of sometimes feeling like we're in this silo on this island trying to figure it all out when we really don't have to be. There's other incredible people there to support us along the way. And I love that you've almost like formalized this into this group. Maybe we'll take turns just introducing yourselves. So Whitney, why don't you start? I know you were on the podcast already. As you mentioned, you have WUGS. For those
Yes.
listening, it's WUGS. Such a cool
Correct.
product. Why don't you start by just introducing yourself and a little bit more detail?
Sure, sure. So, hi, I'm Whitney. I'm a designer down in Corpus Christi, Texas, and I was really tired of my outdoor rugs blowing away with the wind or curling up on the edges. So, I created a solution for myself, and it worked. So, we launched WUGS in August of 2023. And then we launched Willow's weighted outdoor pillows in October of 2023. So it's been a ride for sure, a learning experience, launching a new brand and a new product that nobody's ever seen before. So but it's been exciting doing it with these three because these three are my biggest cheerleaders and I'm excited.
I love it. And guys, as I mentioned before, Whitney does share her whole journey to developing the products and really how you got the trademark. It's a really insightful episode. So go listen to that with Whitney at episode 253 is a really good one. All right, who's next?
Lori.
Do you want me to go? Oh, okay. Hey guys, I'm Lori Johnson. I'm an artist out of Dallas, Texas. I've been doing art for a very long time. I grew up in a very artistic home, so it's kind of like embedded in me, if you will. I worked the regular kind of like sales type of roles. I didn't really realize I could actually make a living doing art. And when we moved to Dallas, I had an opportunity with a television show. At the time, it was on HGTV. I think now it's Magnolia Network, but it's Bargain Mansions. And I was able to kind of dip my foot into print work and getting my art into stores. And so from there, it just kind of took off. Fast forward, I met I met Nikki. She was doing a commercial shoot, and I guess the production team came in and said, hey, you can't use any of this art, it's copyrighted, we need original work. So next thing I know, I was so thrilled to get a random phone call from Nikki. The universe connected us. I'm not even kidding, I went in my studio, I rolled up everything that I had going on in there and just give me the address. I'm going to make whatever you need to get this, commercial done for you. So it was really fun. That was years ago. And since then, our adventures have just been one after the other with television shows in Dallas, flip show. So it's just been a whirlwind. It's been a great time. So here I am. And of course, I get all the support necessary from my design besties every single day. And it's just been a real trip. So anyway, happy to be here. Thank you so much for having us on their podcast.
Awesome.
Rebecca.
I love that. So Nikki, why don't you go next? Because you're in Dallas too. So tell us about you doing staging. Tell me a little bit about you.
Yes, so I'm Nikki Watson. I'm the owner of the largest volume-based staging company in the nation. We have over 300 houses staged at one time. We do 6 vacant properties a day, 5 days a week. So It's a lot of craziness happening on my end. And I met Lori, like she said, on a commercial shoot, and then we did a season of zombie house flipping on A&E together. She did all the art for all of the episodes, and we just started gaining a friendship. I asked her to come to the Vacation Rental Design Summit with me, and that's where we met Rhobin and Whitney. So that's how we started.
Oh my goodness me, woman. I had no idea you had such a big organization across the country. So you have stagers that are part of your company in different states.
No, no, no. So we're all only in North Texas, but our volume is larger than most other companies here in the country.
Oh,
So we only do North Texas,
okay.
but we have over 300 houses in our area staged at one time.
Holy smokes. That is
Yeah.
amazing. Wow. Texas is booming. I
Oh, it's
love
a
that.
great market to be in. Like I tell, and there's other stagers here that are doing great. Like we all share, like I share my movers, I share everything that I have with people in our market because there's that much business here.
Wow. Fascinating. Amazing. All right, Rhobin, you're next. It just leaves you.
Rhobin, I'm Rhobin, owner of Rhobin DelaCruz Designs. I've been in the industry for 18 years. I focus on residential, commercial, and vacation rental design. And 3 years ago, I became honest with myself and said, "Hey, I am not where other designers are, and I think there needs to be change." So I ended up signing up for business coaching, rebranded a year ago. I went to my first summit, which was VRD, and that's where I met the girls, and everything just changed from there.
Yes, I love it. And I met you right when you were, I don't know when you came on my podcast, had you rebranded or you were about to rebrand?
The rebrand just launched. It literally just launched, and you messaged me right afterwards. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be cool."
Yeah, I feel like it was one of those situations where the universe was just like it had your back, right? You were like, I'm going all in. I'm putting it out to the universe. Universe was like, here's an opportunity. Boom, boom, boom. And like, I didn't know you were doing that. I was just like, hey, I feel like you'd be cool for the podcast. And you're like, oh my gosh.
It was
Uh,
literally the jump off of everything, and the universe just keeps giving. So thank you
I
very much for
love
that jump off.
Yes. And that was episode 238. So guys, go back and listen to them. They're pretty close together, your episodes.
Mhm.
Obviously, Rhobin then introduced me to Whitney, and now all of you. So tell me a little bit about what life was like for you before you formed this alliance. Like, how has your life changed?
Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna jump in, guys, because
Go
I
for it.
feel like that being an artist in studio, it's very, very like what you said, Rebecca, at the beginning of the podcast, how we naturally as business owners, I don't know, we think somehow we're gonna be able to do it alone or something. And that is not, it's very isolating. So from a social aspect, great, but the best part about all of this, no matter what, if you want to trademark something or whatever the topic, you got your besties. So you can reach out and it's like you have a plethora of information and a lot of laughs along the way to figure it all out. So that part for me has been just the best. So I'm so, so grateful for that.
For me, like I knew that I was on my way of positioning myself as an interior designer that wanted to be face fronting and also a leader within the industry. And that was the mission on my mind with the rebrand and entering what market was going to be like. Unbeknownst to me, I was going to meet these friends that became my design besties, and we all had similar missions. And it's so much easier to get out there and put the word together with people by your side that are rocking with you. And they're the best people to have in the room when you're not in the room. Talk.
Exactly. Amen to that. Yep. Yeah.
Love that. They're the
Agreed.
best people to have in the room when you're not in the room. So it's
Mhm.
like you're not yet in the rooms where you want to be, but you have this room of people supporting you, reminding you how amazing you are. Because, like, let's be honest, we can be pretty hard on ourselves as business owners.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you
Oh,
guys are a little
absolutely.
cheerleading squad.
Absolutely. There's been days where I've been sewing all day and, trying to juggle every aspect of the business. And I'm like, okay, guys, I need a pep talk. I need some encouragement. And all three of them are there. Like, girl, you got this. You got this. That's just the most amazing part about all of this. They're
And,
cheerleaders.
and there's this weird thing because we're all so different within the industry and we have completely different connections, but we lean into each other because someone's going to know someone that can get the answer or help us with what the need is.
Right.
And our perspectives are really different, guys. Like we obviously have different aspects of the business that we, are here for, but I think our perspective on, how we were raised, just everything. So I've grown as a person, tremendously. And my art has also, flourished because of this as well. Like I have a whole different set of layers. Thanks, guys.
No,
Aw.
I totally agree with that because we all come from different homes. We all come from different backgrounds. And so this has kind of opened my eyes to different aspects, or different perspectives and different cultures and just so many different things where I wouldn't have had if I didn't have these three.
I can say that I think that just like Rhobin, I was kind of in a transition too, where I was looking for support in my business because there's nobody. I can't talk to another stager that's doing the volume that I'm doing. So the person that I was looking for was not even out there. So what I was looking for was somebody that would kind of mentor me in in another way. I was looking for a partner or somebody that I could bounce ideas off of, but I didn't know where to find that person. But then when we joined this group, I was like, this is exactly what I needed. This is what I was looking for, and I didn't even know where to look.
I love this. It's so interesting. As you probably know, I have courses for designers and I always say to my team, I'm like, they're signing up for my courses because they want to learn the thing, right? But what they don't realize they're going to get that's actually going to be the most profound is the community. Because I don't think that I don't know if you're anything like me, this has been me and my experience growing my business is like, tunnel focus, grow, grow, grow. What can I do? Serve clients. I got to hire, got to manage the people, like all the hats. And I'm not thinking, oh, I don't have time to socialize with other designers. I don't have time to talk to other designers. I just want to get the information and go because I'm a driven person. But then you get the information, but when you can be exposed to people who are like-minded, right? They're not you. They're not necessarily like you. They don't necessarily look like you. A perfect example is you guys, you don't even live in the same geographic location, right? But there is so much power when you are able to be in a community, whether it's a small one like yours or a larger one, and bounce ideas. Spitball, see how other people are doing things.
We
Throw
like
an
to
idea
say
out.
we like to say that we're like the United Nations, Rebecca. That's what we like to say. Like
That's
we're like the Benetton ad. Like, I mean, yeah, just like you're saying.
I love it.
That came
I
from
love
Nikki
it.
Watson.
Yeah.
Nikki Watson.
Yes,
Like, we're the
Nikki, I gotta
United
give you credit for
Nations.
that one.
United
Yeah.
Nations. Everybody. Yeah.
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 I
We
love
are.
it. Oh my God. And Nikki's dress kind of reminds me of Benetton. I used to love that
Yes.
store, by the way. I don't even know. Does it still
I
exist?
love
Hey,
that
it
place.
does. I was just at the London store last year. I bought a rugby. There.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
those.
I did.
I
I
didn't
got
know
the
that.
So
Benetton
good.
rugby. It's royal blue, cobalt blue with the white. Yeah, can't miss it.
Amazing. Oh my God. I love that look. Anyways, we digress. There's so much power. So I'm curious to hear from you. Behind the scenes when you're talking, do you talk about such specific things as like how to price a project or what to do in a client situation or should I hire? Or is it more just like, you got this, girl?
No, it's everything. Like we are involved in every aspect of each other's businesses, which is wild just to think
Crazy.
about when last year this group didn't even exist. And today, these are the first people that I talk to in the morning, the last people I'll talk to at night. Like it is really crazy, the connection that we made.
And I bounce pricing questions off of them. If Rhobin has, hey, what do y'all think about this or this? I mean, we're always bouncing questions and giving ideas to each other, things that I didn't even think of. And one of these will be like, hey, why don't you do this or or this? So definitely helps.
It's like a focus group.
I think
It's like a
the
built-in
best
focus group.
thing was, you know, when we, and I know we're going to dive into that, but, you know, we learned so much about each other when we started, when we did our first project together, because that could have been like real
Really
terrible.
bad.
It could have went south, yeah.
And it was so amazing. And I I just couldn't believe, I have never felt more respected within my industry as I did, and I hope that you all felt the same way. Just with the design, with, you know, I mean, just, you know, furniture delivery and bringing in the, you know, wug and getting the right size, just the all of it. It was so cohesive and wonderful, and I just can't say enough about it.
So
Yeah, I
what,
want to. Yeah, go ahead, Robin. Then I want to ask you about the project.
what Lori is talking about is our very first project, which we did
Mm.
last fall in October. And it was a teacher's lounge that we gifted to a Title I school to show appreciation for the teachers. And that was the project.
Amazing. So you're giving back as a group.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's kind
I
of
think
wanna
Nikki
talk
needs to
about
tell
that.
that story.
an accident. I think
Okay.
Nikki should tell the story because
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right, Nikki, tell
okay.
the story.
So we were thinking about doing a project together already. We were like, oh, what can we do? We want to showcase our group. We didn't know what the Design Besties. We had just gotten our name, and we wanted to figure out how we can work together. So we were thinking about a project, and they asked if they could do my back patio, and I was like, back patio? That doesn't sound fulfilling. So a PTA member of a school that I don't even know this lady. She just reached out to me, but she'd seen, you know, that I do a lot of giving back in our community. She said, "Hey, do you have any free furniture you can donate to this school in Plano? I'm on the PTA and we're trying to do something nice for our teachers." And I asked her to send pictures, and I said, "Just send me pictures. Let me see what you need." And immediately I thought, this is our project, and I send it to them in our group text, our everyday text, and I said, you guys, do you want to, let's get together and do this school as our first project together? And everybody immediately said yes. And that's how this project started. We went in on a Saturday. We Robin did all of the design, pre-planned everything, and we went in on a Saturday, finished it in one day, and the teachers came back, and the reactions were, it was something that I will never forget, ever, ever, ever. So that's why we formed our a nonprofit to do this around the country.
Oh my God, I just got goosebumps.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Ew.
Also, I'm
No.
already picturing your TV show. Like it's already happened. I don't
Put
know
it
if you
out there.
want that, but I
Yes.
don't know if that's something you want, but not everybody wants that. But I see
Thanks,
it for you.
Rebecca. I love it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so can we just talk about, I want to get into this, what you're doing, but before that, for the designers who are listening, so that they can, because there a lot of designers listening don't have this group.
Right.
They don't have designer besties. They might have one or two. And I have my OG designer bestie. Just shout out to Jessica Kelly Design here in Toronto. She was my first designer friend. And then our group kind of grew, and we sort of had a WhatsApp chat for many years. We still have it, but it was so powerful for me. But it didn't happen overnight like the way yours did. And let's talk about the designers who are listening who are like, I don't know, aren't other designers like, I feel like they're my competition. I don't know how much I want to share with them. Can we talk about that? Like, it sounds like within your group, you're all unique enough in what you do that you're not really stepping on each other's toes. I mean, you're obviously all creative and you have ideas and what have you, but what would you say to the designers who are listening today who are like, I love this idea, but like, I don't know. I don't feel like I could find the people that are right for me.
So, so I am huge on networking and always placing myself in uncomfortable situations to grow and become better. And what I know I always bring to whatever situation is just complete honesty. I'm willing to share my information. I'm willing to tell my story. I'm willing to connect with people, and I'm willing to help other people and help them evolve. And leading with that, I've realized that I always find a friend in a situation who has similar mentalities, and it just kind of evolved and goes from there. But you can't find your people without being vulnerable and without
Ooh, yes.
Wow, Rhobin, break it down for us. That's good.
and when you're able to share your failures,
Yes.
people can relate. Everyone wants to celebrate your successes, but it's the failures and how you overcome them and being able to share that where people were going to be like, "Oh, I did that."
Right. They can relate. Exactly.
Exactly. So
Exactly.
um
Mhm.
that's one of the way that I lead my networking when I go out and meet people. I'm just honest, whether
So
it's
the
good.
message is like, stop pretending to be perfect because it actually
Yes.
doesn't serve you.
Do not
Yes.
Exactly.
pretend about anything. Yeah, do
Nailed it.
not do any
Yes.
pretending.
You know what?
Boom.
He really does like push us to, I mean, you know, to really like put yourself out there. Like he's, I would say the group's extreme extrovert. Um, and, but I mean that in the most amazing way. Like, it's like you just, I guess having your design besties really provides this kind of ultra layer of confidence that you can do anything. And if you don't think you can figure it out, like, well, there's three other brains here, so we can figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, so thank you for providing all of us with that little push, Rhobin. I appreciate you.
And he is the one who, after we got back from VRD, he is the one who was on
Part
the
of the
group
group
text.
chat.
He created our group text, and
Mhm.
that is how we all stayed. So good job, Rhobin.
And
Yeah.
it takes one design bestie to team up with and let that group evolve.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love that. I love that. Let's talk about this organization, or what is it specifically? You founded, you've got a charitable organization, you're helping more people. Like Nikki's story was amazing. Let's talk about like, where are you taking that? What is going on there?
Rhobin.
Like, are you for hire? Hold on. Could somebody hire the four of you and be like, I want the design besties to do my condo? Is that an option, or we're not doing that?
No,
Absolutely.
that is
We never
definitely
say
an
no.
option.
It's
That-
it's an
definitely-
option.
It's
That
an
is
option.
definitely an option. So, what we realized is that there is this level of fulfillment that we had doing the first school. So, and we realized that we had something, and talking to other people and networking, they were very encouraging about this. And what we were able to do is create a nonprofit, the Design Besties nonprofit, and our mission is to again find schools across the nation and give them a space to recharge. We have currently partnered with HPXD, High Point by Design, and the First Lady of High Point, Raven Jefferson, and we're in the process of gifting one of the high schools over there a complete makeover. We turned that concept of the first school into a social media contest. We had four schools trying to get votes, and in a couple weeks, we're going to be announcing who the winner is at the gala. And from that, we've been able to curate other furniture brands to help sponsor this. So that is the next level of our school concept. But the big picture is think Habitat for Humanity. We want to create chapters across the nation, and we want to find like-minded designers who want to give back. Sign up for this for the Design Besties and start doing this across the country.
I love
Yes.
it. So they start so that way you can reach more
Exactly.
people, more regions,
Exactly.
more like
Exactly.
local designers can say, my school needs this. How can we get on board with you and your system so that we can get the sponsors? Because let's be honest, nothing's free, right? And so how do you do this, and how is it viable? Because you guys are giving your time, but ultimately someone has to pay for the rug, someone has to pay for the furniture, someone has to pay for the light, someone has to pay for the paint, someone has to pay for the labor. And so having partners on board, having that network, I imagine I can see this really, really taking off.
Well, think community, because every single school, I mean, think of how many schools that are here, just even where I live, okay? Like you have this community of people, you know, within that community, you have people that see the need to give back to these teachers that do so much, right? I mean, there's a lot of programs for the kids, thank God, right? We're grateful for that. But at the end of the day, if you would see the work conditions of what these teachers are, I mean, you know, they're exhausted and they barely have a refrigerator that works to keep their lunch cold, like, or a refrigerator or a microwave, like for that. You know, it's just so their response alone was so heartfelt and remarkable that like I just knew like this is definitely like we should be doing this.
We
You
should
know
be
what I
spreading
think is so remarkable is that you're like, let's do a project together, whatever, it'll be
Yeah,
fun.
I know.
Yeah.
Right. And then Nikki's like, yeah, definitely not doing my patio or whatever. Like, how not that fun. Like, she would benefit, but otherwise, you know. And so then she gets this project. She's like, hey, this could be cool. You do what? It's like, I just think the universe is an amazing place where it's like it's like little crumbs, breadcrumbs leading you, and you don't know where it's taking you. But if you don't take the risk, to Robin's point, if you don't put yourself out there, you don't know what opportunities are waiting for you.
Yeah.
Like, look what you're doing now. Like, it's freaking amazing.
Thank you.
1000%. 1000%. It's a happy accident that the universe is placing in front of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing, though, I think, the opportunities when they do come.
Yes.
Showing
Exactly.
up, getting in the group text, being open to share, right? Saying, sure,
Right.
I'll partner with you on something that's gonna not make me any money, I imagine, right?
Right.
Like it's saying yes to these things, that these opportunities are coming, because one of you could have easily have said, yeah, I'm too busy, I can't do it, but you guys have fun. Or somebody could have said, oh my God, this group text is like exploding on my phone, like I can't get any work done. Like, I don't know, I'm just coming up with
No,
some
absolutely.
that I would invite.
But you're
That could
right.
totally happen. Yes. Oh yeah.
You're right.
I've blocked my cousins for that.
Like,
Sending too many texts. This is unproductive. I gotta let y'all go. Yeah.
Some days
so funny.
some days I look at my phone, I'm like, I missed 40 messages, and it's just all three, just back and forth. Oh my goodness. Yeah. But you're absolutely right. We could have been like, we're too busy, we can't do this. But it's just putting yourself out there, and like a door opens, you got to walk through it. You got to take chances.
That's true.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So, are you going to be at High Point Market?
we
this fall?
are.
We are.
Because this episode will air beforehand. So tell me about what you've got up your sleeve for High Point.
Ooh.
I don't.
If you can share, I don't know. Or you're just going to be walking around. You're going to have signs. Designer
Oh, wait.
Besties.
We'll
We
be
do
fluttering
have one
around.
thing already planned.
Right.
Yeah, Whitney.
Whitney,
Right. So we will be hosting a panel Sunday morning at 10 a.m. at Cass Rugs. So we're going to do a
Awesome.
Design Bestie panel.
And your rugs will be there, I assume.
I will have wugs there. Yes.
Yes. Okay, good.
Yes. Mhm.
Wait,
And
can you
did
drop
you-
the topics? Because I think it's important.
Oh, yes. Hold on. We had so many topics. I didn't get to hold on real quick. Give me 1 second. I got you on our topics. So we're doing
okay, sorry. I want to hear the topics, and then I also want you to share, because I saw something on Instagram the other day that you posted. Like, you're not just selling the wugs. Right?
No, we're not.
I saw that.
Yes.
Congratulations.
So we just launched our accessory kit. So now you can lug out any rug. So you have a favorite rug that's out there and your rug edge is curling or it's blowing away. You can use our weighted accessory panels and just purchase the kit.
I saw that and I was like, this is so freaking brilliant. Also from your standpoint, because you're not having to like come up with all these unique designs and rugs and take rugs. It's like, here's the product, wug it out yourself.
You wug it out. I was waiting for you to say that, Rebecca. Wug it out.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Amazing. Okay, what are the topics for High Point?
Yeah. Okay, so we're doing purpose-driven design, and it's the impactful designer creating beauty with a mission, purpose-driven design merging creativity and community, And one more, how designers can change the world. So we are merging all of that into one panel.
Holy, that's a lot.
Very interesting. But with 4 of us, we can cover a lot of topics.
Amazing. Oh my God, that's going to be so good. So what are you going to do to spread the word, other than obviously being on this podcast, about this incredible initiative that you are doing with the schools?
There's a number of articles that are going to be coming out soon, and we just keep talking and talking and talking. The good thing about 4 of us is, we do great as a team, but we do wonderful as well separately and just cheerleading the mission on.
Yeah, we've done a couple of news news episodes. We did one at High Point in at Spring Market, and I'm sure that we'll be back in the fall after our project in High Point is
And then
completed.
in
So we will do a
Memphis.
school there, and then we were just in Memphis on the news, 2 news stations in Memphis. So trying to get the word out. We're doing a lot of press. We just did an article for a magazine, so we're starting to get those opportunities to spread the word.
Okay, let's talk about that, because there's a lot of designers here who are like, how are you getting all this press? Did you hire a publicist? Like, I'd like to get press, right? So I'm sure there's people listening who are like, how do you get these opportunities? Can we talk about that? Like, what have you been doing? What are some tactical things that designers could do to leverage their skills to get noticed?
Well, I think when you involve yourself with the community and you partner with the mayors and the leaders of the community, to really make a difference, I mean, that just kind of paves the way. But I'll let the other besties like share other things. But I feel like that's been like really wonderful to have such great support from the communities and from the schools, the students, but also their families too. They all are like really interested in like, supporting the project. So pretty cool.
I'm going to give an example. Of the power of networking, because you really never know who you're talking to or what can bring on out of a conversation. The girls and I, we literally are outside. I forget the building that's in Show Place, and we asked someone to take a picture of us, and those people ended up being reps from Anmore, and then we just started chopping it up and telling them what we're doing, and from there they reached out to us and asked if we wanted to do an interview. So you never really know.
And they were just walking by, mind you. They were just passing by. We're like, you mind to take our picture? We're trying, like, we just realized we don't have any pictures. We've been, yapping. And so anyway, and then we met them. That was so wild.
Yeah.
Exactly. And every time that we tell somebody, it's crazy with us 4, we tell somebody something opens up, and then something else opens up, or they know somebody and they know somebody. It kind of just trickles like that. And you just, like I said, you open those doors and you just have to walk through them.
And for press, I think that a lot of designers are missing opportunities if they are doing something different in their business. There's always gaps in news. News channels want stories. They want to feature something different. They don't want to always talk about, the murder around the corner or, bad things that are happening. So I think that if they're actually pitching the news desk, hey, I'm over here doing a service project, or I am partnering with another designer to do something cool. If they're doing that often, they're going to be able to get on the news and have press. They're just probably not looking for those opportunities.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a really excellent point. We don't think that. We assume that news outlets, whether it be magazines, television, online, podcasts, we assume that everyone is inundated. They don't have time for us. We're not important enough. But actually, they're like, oh God, can someone find me a good story? Like,
Right.
can we get some new fresh content? Like, let's get some new designers in here. Like, we've been talking about Nikki Watson for years. Let's find some fresh blood, right? So you're right. We forget that as designers, that we have a lot of value. And there's people out there who are just looking for anything. And you know that you open up a magazine sometimes and you're like, how did this get featured in here? This isn't even that good. You know what I'm talking about, right?
And now you can write your own press releases. Emails are out there. I write my own, and I go through and I search for emails, the editors, who do I send these to? And so, I mean, those resources are out there. You can do that.
Oh my God, that's a great idea.
Yes.
Okay, a press release. Okay, let's just take a moment here. What could a designer, I mean, I know you have a product line, but like, what could a designer, because you could use ChatGPT now to create a really great press release, but like, what would you make a press release about? Help us understand this.
Rhobin,
for those of us who don't understand that world.
I mean, yes, for me, it's a product-based press release. You know, I'm releasing this, or, you know, they haven't seen this before. But as a designer, I mean, if you are maybe featuring a certain brand, say you're going to partner with a brand, news, they want to see that. They like those bigger names. So kind of latch onto that bigger name and release it that way. What would you do, Rhobin?
Oh, I have not done a press release for myself.
He's like, no.
I cannot answer
That's
that.
why he has you, Whitney.
It's actually true, because we talk about each other probably more than like anything else, because it's more fun to talk about another person. Like, I mean, I just can't stand it. I go, oh my gosh, Nikki Watson in Dallas. I love it. So yeah,
exactly.
I'm always running my mouth.
That's what Rhobin said, having people in the room, having them in the room when you're not in there is the best thing, because they're talking about you and you're not even there. It's like having a set of a sales team that are going out selling your product. There is a website. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm getting over this little cold. There's a website that I tell a lot of people, stagers and designers, about. It's called Help a Reporter Out, HARO. And on Help a Reporter Out, every single day they release these writers, these editors, or writers are looking for collaborators. And it could be in design, it could be in lifestyle, it could be medical, but there's always an article that they're looking for in design or lifestyle. They're asking, hey, what's the best refrigerator to use? Well, designers know this. So I look at this, I'm signed up on you can sign up to get the emails every day and just look at what they're needing, and you can contribute to that article, then you're published. I talk about it all the time. I think that that's something that people don't think about. Hey, I just had my name published in this article in the Daily Mail. Well, that's a huge publication. You're missing those opportunities. And these things are just free. They're free. You just write your comment and it's published in the magazine. So I think there's a lot of press opportunities that designers are not looking at, that we're just overlooking.
Thank you for sharing that. Yes, someone has actually shared that in one of my communities, and I'd forgotten about that. HARO. I've never been there, but or on their site or on their list, but that's brilliant. It is brilliant, because all it takes is you just get a little bit and it builds your confidence, right? You're like, oh, they mentioned my name. Like, they just quoted Rebecca Hay of Rebecca Hay Designs in Toronto, Canada, said that blue is the new white. I don't know. I just made that up.
Yes.
Obviously that's not true. Right. But then you're like, ooh, and then you can use that logo on your website, guys. That's all it takes. So if you're listening here, you're like, how do I get those logos? You don't need to be on the cover of Architectural Digest.
Yes.
They quote you in an article. Boom, you got their logo. This is a hack. I'm telling you.
Yes.
I love it.
It is.
You're right.
All right. What are some I want to do a rapid fire nugget of wisdom from each of you, because so I'm going to give you a minute to kind of like contemplate what that will be. Do not talk to each other. Do not text each other. I want this to be, we'll see if everyone comes up with the same one. But what didn't we talk about that's worth talking about before we get to our nugget round?
What didn't we talk about, y'all?
Don't worry, we can edit out the moments of silence.
I mean, we didn't talk about intentional artwork. Okay, we did not talk about that and adding those intentions in there. But okay.
We didn't talk about that, Lori. You want to talk about that at the school? what you did
Well,
at
I
the
mean,
school?
I was just throwing it out there because,
Yeah.
You're starting to think
actually-
it was silent.
I
There was
actually-
nothing there.
I was a little, the fact that no one said anything, I'm like, wait, this never happens. Like, hang on.
We
Yeah,
covered
no,
all-
we don't really need to talk about that. I was just like throwing that out there. But, you know, there's a lot of things still to talk about, I'm sure.
Oh, meanwhile, I can't think of anything right now.
Okay, wow. I
Right?
think we should talk about art. Um,
Yes.
so here's what I would actually be interested to know is because I did work in television, so not as extensively as probably Nikki has done and Lori, but what I did learn was when you're working in television, it's fast paced, it's, you know, budgets, it's all the things we know. But to your point that you said earlier, you're right. The art was always a bit of, it was contentious because I would try to bring in these companies that could supply the art, but then it was like I had to be really specific about what I picked because I couldn't just use something from HomeSense because we didn't have the license. So then they would have to, if we didn't catch it, then they would have to blur it out in post production, and they don't like to do that. And it actually was a bit of a thorn in my side, to be honest. And I love original art, but to have to get a release from the artist every single time was the freaking, I'm sorry, you're in a time constraint. You don't have time to do that.
Well, and that's
Um,
the beauty of just partnering directly with an artist, because I think the most gorgeous thing about all of this is the fact that Nikki has a very strong brand. And after you work with someone repeatedly, and same with my designers that I provide artwork for their clients, you know, on a commission special basis, because everything that you all do is to scale. So like I study you guys fully to figure out like, okay, what are your needs, you know? But for Nikki in particular, you know, the Design Quad has a branded look. And after working years and experiencing it, I'm able to, the artwork kind of creates itself most of the time. I mean, there's some times where I make something and it's like, whoa, Lori, like, I'm not going to give you thumbs up on that. Like, you need to rework that. And that actually, that just happened yesterday. She didn't say it, but it's okay. I did rework it and it ended up to be really good. But, you know, you just have to work through these problems. But once you figure out and you have the thing that you're really painting for, you have an intention based on that and based on that specific brand. So it makes it easier. So back to your point, as far as like partnering with an artist to solve that particular problem, that's actually an opportunity really for artists that are out there that are trying to figure out like, wait, you know, how do we do this differently? Because artists tend to, what I've noticed is, they kind of run with other artists, right? They almost advertise to each other. I'm like, well, what are we doing? Right? Like, why don't you go to places that actually need really great work that, you know, and you can make intentional artwork based on that. So anyway, you know.
I actually like this conversation. It's almost, it could be a whole podcast topic in and of itself. I think especially designers who are starting out really struggle with art because either they don't have any experience with it or their client is like, has a really particular sense or taste. And then the designer's like, oh, I'm not going to go there. But I can tell you, you know, when you do start to look for art for your clients, it can be really challenging.
Well, and that's the great thing. If you involve yourself as an interior designer with and partner with an artist like myself, that kind of takes the guesswork out of it because we can kind of consult that client to figure out kind of, you know, yes, obviously based on your vision as an interior designer, because you guys have a certain kind of look and the art really does like set the tone. But we work together to kind of solve that. And the best part is when you have an interior designer that gets that wants you to kind of partner with their client to make it all work, the client helps build the work. So they provide the information that you need to just kind of plug it in, and the art seriously paints itself. It's the craziest thing. So it's really been
Lori
fun.
needs to talk about the school project artwork though. Having an artist a part of our project, and then she paints it on the cafeteria floor. It was amazing to watch that. Lori, you need to talk about that.
Well, I've never painted in a cafe. I have never painted. Well, I have now. I did.
Yep.
But up until that point, I'm like, okay, where am I doing this? Okay, we're gonna do this in the cafeteria floor. But the best part was I was able to kind of like, um, we had a lot of really great volunteers that were there to help, right? I don't know how many people were there. Do you remember? Like maybe like
15 to 20. I
10,
mean, it
yeah,
was,
I don't know,
Yeah.
10, 20 people. So I went around, I'm like, hey guys, I'm building this piece of work and I want all of you to think of the things that you want to bring into this space. So whether it be like solace, whatever it is that you want that teacher, relaxation, whatever you want that room to be able to provide for them, I wanted to provide that intention on the piece of work. So I gave everyone their China pens and I said, okay, go around and write. I want you to scribe the words of what you want this painting to be for those teachers, because it's going to create itself, and they really helped build the piece. So I mean, yes, I was there, but they did a lot of the work. So it was really cool. So then after the piece was finished, okay, this is where it gets really crazy. So we go in and it's always like, I kind of know if a piece is finished, it kind of like gets to the point where it kind of names itself. And this particular piece, there was this weird, like, kind of tree trunk thing that ended up kind of appearing. And I swear it's because we had some like great song on about, Jesus and trees and all things. I don't know. And this tree trunk appeared. And so we get it in there, and I thought, man, I just don't have a name. Like, usually it kind of like it comes to me, or it like names itself. Well, we get in there, and then Nikki, you had a conversation with that school principal. Can you remind us of how that went down?
The principal said there was a book that she really loved, and it was called The Learning Tree. Because you were saying it looks like a tree. It looks like a tree. She said there's a book I really love called The Learning Tree, and I had to almost leave the room because my mom was in that movie, The Learning Tree, in the 1950s. And
What?
Yes.
when Lori said, she was like, that's it, and she started writing it, and I took a picture, and I was like, this is so perfect because the learning tree means a lot to me. It was just the perfect thing. It was the principal's favorite book. It was really, really good. So
And Nikki's mother is
it was a
extremely
perfect.
special. I wouldn't have to just throw that out there. You got a really special mom. So of course, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. So yeah, it was called The Learning Tree based on that. Isn't that crazy?
But it all happened
Mm.
organically. Like none of this
Yeah.
is planned out. It just happens. It's
It just
crazy. Yeah.
This is really, all of this has been amazing. It's really a life lesson in not trying to force things. There's a
Right.
place for strategy in business, right? And I do believe it's important to have strategy so you can execute what you want to do. But I don't think, as human beings, especially as entrepreneurs, we give ourselves enough space to listen to our intuition, listen to the
Yes.
opportunities, the ideas that are being presented to us. If we could just take the space that the four of you have done, and when an idea comes forward, you don't question it, you don't overthink it. Like the fact that Lori was like, I don't have a name, the conversation happened. Lori could have been like, oh, I don't know, the learning tree, does that sound too childish? I don't know. Like we could overthink everything instead of just accepting the message for what it is.
Yes.
And without being a little too woo woo here, obviously I'm a little woo woo. I do believe that we could do more of that. And I think we as individuals, and this is for everyone listening today, will find more success in life if we can slow down and listen
And
and
open
let,
your heart to what is
yes,
what everything's trying to tell you, because you'll be able to create. And with design work, that is an art, and you have to open your heart, just like I would when I'm creating a piece for Nikki or whoever else. If you don't open your heart to what it's supposed to be, you kind of get shut down creatively. So I totally resonate with what you're saying.
if we're so focused on doing, going, we're missing the opportunities.
Yeah.
And you guys are a testament to being open to opportunities and just seeing where it takes you. And I cannot wait to follow the rest of your journey. It's already been so exciting to watch from the moment I met Rhobin on the podcast and everything thereafter. I cannot wait. Before we wrap today, though, I do need to hear your nuggets of wisdom. So we're going to do rapid fire round. I'm just going to go based on the little squares that I see in Zoom. I want you to share your nugget. We're not going to go into explanations. We're just going to share the nugget and then we'll wrap up today. First nugget is Whitney. Go.
You don't have to have it all figured out. Just do it. Take chances.
Nice. Rhobin.
Make mistakes and surround yourself with people that are smarter than you.
Ooh, good. Nikki.
If you get, give. If you learn, teach.
Mm.
Whoa. Okay. I'm like goosebumpy. Lori.
Okay, that's a big one to follow, Nikki, but okay. But I'm really gonna go back to open your heart, whether it be stepping into an elevator and you don't know your surroundings. Just open your heart to every experience that you have. Lose the judgment, take all that away. It is amazing what you're gonna be able to create when you open your heart to the experiences that surround you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. That was amazing. They were all so unique and so powerful. I can't wait to listen to this episode again so I can absorb it all myself. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to share inside the show notes where everyone can find and follow you all, but you do have a Instagram, right? For all of you. What is that?
_Design Besties. That's where you'll find us.
_Design Besties on Instagram. And do you have an account or a website for this organization?
It's thedesignbesties.org.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank
I'll see you at High Point.
Oh.
See you then.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thanks. Okay, guys, that was epic. How cool was that episode, that interview? It's funny, after we stopped recording, they asked me if I do a lot of group interviews. And I realized I haven't done that many of them. And I was a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. Going into this, I thought, oh my gosh, I need to interview and moderate 4 different people on this podcast. How are we going to do it? And you guys made it easy. It was awesome. But I would love to know from those listening, what in that conversation resonated. We covered a lot of ground. We covered a lot of topics. I do love what they're doing, but the biggest takeaway for me, which I already shared in the episode, but the biggest takeaway for me is really the power of surrendering, letting go a little bit, slowing down, paying attention to the opportunities that come your way. As Lori said, open your heart, right? And it might sound a little cheesy and a little woo-woo, but they are living proof that opportunities are out there waiting for us that we can't even envision or imagine. And I know for me, especially, this is a great reminder because there's so much that I sit down and I'm like, okay, what's my vision for the future? Where do I see myself? What are my goals? And sometimes it feels a little forced. I don't know, there's certain things that I know for sure I want, but then there's other areas where I'm thinking, I don't really know, it hasn't revealed itself to me. And I think that's okay. And I think that was the message for me today, is to just take a deep breath and just show up, as Rhobin says, network, put yourself in those opportunities, be in that elevator, smile, talk to people. When you ask someone to take your photo, you just never know who it's going to be. I hope that episode was really impactful for you as much as it was for me. And please give every single one of them a follow on Instagram. I've included the links to everybody's Instagram, including the Designer Besties one, in the show notes. So just hop on over there to take a look. You can always find that on my website as well, RebeccaHay.com/podcast. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll see you soon.